My name is Ernest Bailes, born and raised right down the road in Sampson County.
State Representative Ernest Bailes hadn't bothered to show up at a meeting of the Plum Grove City Council in over a year. And I knew why he came this time. He didn't like the city using their money to fight back.
Number 12, consideration, discussion, and possible action to hire Wayne Dolcefino Consulting and Related Matters.
The month before, this small town east of Highway 59 had dared to hire Dolcefino Consulting to help them fight for their survival. You have two choices. You either get rolled over or you fight to get more and to get what you're due so this town doesn't get stampeded by development. Trey Harris, a rich and politically connected developer, is ruining this little Texas town. There's a lot of people's property and lives are affected by what you guys do. Don't you want to explain to the people of Liberty County what you're doing out there? The Harris family is developing the huge Colony Ridge neighborhood right next door to Plum Grove. Now, the flooding here is much worse. Drainage from Colony Ridge turned once quiet creeks black with human feces. Look at the traffic jams in what used to be the country. The roads are being destroyed. The volunteer fire department is overwhelmed.
Whose great idea was it to hire
Do I look like I have $1 million?
Who approved that?
My husband is a disabled combat
Well, that
vet.
was dumber than shit.
Well, you're dumber than shit.
We're not surprised the lawyer for Colony Ridge isn't a big fan. But Representative Bailes, he was ignoring our phone calls for weeks, and he clearly hated our first video about Plum Grove, because it mentioned that Bailes took campaign cash from Trey Harris, like a lot of Republican politicians did.
You want to say that I'm bought and paid for? $1,800 in contributions?
Did you hear me say you were bought and paid for?
I saw the video, same as everybody else.
Our confrontation before that city council meeting was caught on audio tape. I called your office, and you know that.
Oh, I do. I'm very aware.
How many times did I call your office?
Well,
you didn't bother to
we
call me
got the
back.
media right here. I've always called right back.
So Representative Bailes ignored us on purpose, even though he's the state lawmaker for the town we should both be trying to help. Don't you think that's weird? And since then, Bailes has fought to keep any communications he had with Trey Harris a secret from Plum Grove residents. And he won't say if he ever accepted trips from Harris or did business with him. That's weird too. Bailes knows Colony Ridge has caused lots of problems, not just for the people living out there we saw with no water or sewer, or in homes that are crying out for an inspection by the fire marshal.
I really hope that you guys will let me help. I think we're able to. We got a ton of issues. The road's one issue. Our schools are even a bigger issue.
Bailes has now gone on Facebook to tell folks in his district that he's asking the governor for help. He wants Texas taxpayers to spend $800 million now to bail out the Cleveland Independent School District.
You see these portable classrooms behind me here. The student population has doubled, and the district is expecting it to double again in the next 5 years.
No one likes to talk about the elephant in the room, but what you're seeing in Cleveland ISD is clearly a consequence of illegal immigration. You know why folks call Colony Ridge the Colonias? One of the reasons folks pay those outrageous interest rates to buy land out there is because they don't even have a social security number. Even the lawyer admits it.
I would think there are some people that have that issue.
No one blames the little kids brought across the border illegally, and you can't deny housing for illegal immigrants. But if the politicians won't fight for you, we will. Don't you think Texans have an absolute right to know just how much money we're now being asked to spend to pay for the cost of failed border enforcement? As Trey Harris cashes in on Colony Ridge, there's been a flood of traffic tickets for drivers with no licenses, no insurance. They see it down the road in Splendora. Why isn't Representative Bailes talking about that? He ran for office to be tough on illegal immigration. And as far as the schools, maybe developers like Trey Harris should pay impact fees to help defray the cost he's creating for Cleveland ISD.
The city council has to allow me to help them.
Okay, I've got a few suggestions. Maybe Representative Bailes should hear what the Colony Ridge Legal Eagle is saying.
The developer back there has got to have a plan to upgrade these roads to accommodate the traffic he's looking to put on.
Not never going to happen.
In Austin, Bailes helped create the Colony Ridge Management District. But has he bothered to see what they're doing with the money they're making? Or not doing? You've got more than $300,000 in that MMD now. That was created 3 years ago. Where are the fire hydrants? You guys give $400 a month. I'd say a measly $400 a month to the volunteer fire department. Can't you give them more to help? There are fires out there every day. Why are you keeping all that money in the MMD and not fixing the stuff that it was created to fix? And since we're talking about Cleveland ISD schools, take a look at this video we shot on a Monday morning outside Cottonwood Elementary in Colony Ridge. The speed limit is 40 miles an hour past this school. You don't see any safety signs. Developers like Trey Harris usually pay for stuff like that, but not here. These helicopter pictures show Colony Ridge has ignored required drainage rules that could jeopardize hundreds of thousands of folks downstream if it floods. And since Representative Bailes likes to watch our work, he could be demanding that gets fixed.
I see a very powerful political developer whose family gives hundreds of thousands of dollars to the governor and money to your state representative. I'm very impressed. But it's time for the people to win and not the rich developer guy. Thank you, Judge.
Of course, the entire Liberty County Commissioners Court has seen that video too. Yet they keep rubber stamping new neighborhoods in Colony Ridge, even though engineering records for some of the earlier neighborhoods are curiously missing, so we can investigate them.
Anybody out here have $1 million?
Here's the thing.
Does
Can
anybody?
I borrow $1 million?
And you're gonna love this. Colony Ridge is now suing members of the Plum Grove City Council personally, this little town, for $1 million. You know why? Because they hired us. Is someone getting nervous?